Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Good morning. Today is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. It is 6:11 in the morning, a little bit late for these, but it's Sunday. Current temperature is 73. The high today will be 109. So it's 73 to 109, 136 degree temperatures. So not too shabby. Okay, let's get started. Here we are, Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you get from where you are to someplace better, from Someday Isle to Success Landia. We do that through a 4-part transformational program where we focus on your fitness and health, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of you. And we use the metaphor of a boat. The boat represents the 4 parts of our transformational program. The sails are like the physical part. You can figure out why. If the sails don't work, if the body doesn't work, you're not going to get there. The below deck is the emotional part. Below deck in a boat is where the galley is, where the kitchen, where the sleeping areas, where the cargo storage. It's the place you go to get out of the elements. Where it's too hot outside, you go to get cool. Too wet, go to get dry. Too cold, you go to get warm, etc. It's a place you go to refresh and rejuvenate. The rudder of the ship is how you steer it. That's the mental part of our program, where we focus on learning, communicating, and remembering. Not in that order. Learning, remembering, and communicating. And the whole of the ship is the spiritual part. We are a Christian-centric belief system. Jesus is the Messiah. And so we help you with that. Though, disclaimer, salvation is by grace and grace alone. We're not saying you can earn your way into heaven. And thus, that's our program. So how do we help you get from point A to point B, from Someday Isle to Success Landia? Well, this podcast. Now, it's not this first 10 minutes, which is me helping goad you, cajole you, logically lead you to from point A to point B, Success Landia. It's the stuff down below in the description, the 19 other morsels, the experts, the links to their things. That's the stuff. And I can promise you that if you spend an hour a day on this, your journey from Someday Isle to Success Landia will be more successful. That's it. No big deal. So to get started, we need pen, paper, book, and we need coffee. 73 to 109. Okay, so the temperature continues to rise. Let's get started. Once again, I will say that, repeat that. And so now is the pouring of the coffee ritual. Good morning, Charlene. Boom, Charlene is going to work today. Good cracker. Boom. Okay, next morsel. Advice from an 80-year-old. Look people in the eye. Simple advice. Look people in the eye. You can show your sincerity. Next, our attitude of gratitude. Write in your book. I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. And then ask yourself the question, what am I so happy and grateful for right now? And then watch a observe your brain come up with a list of things. So immediately what comes to my mind is I am going to be in the jail today, the Pahrump jail once again. I was there for one session yesterday, which was quite good. Then we got our new student. Nicole arrived yesterday, down there, here, everywhere. And now, thankfully, Nicole is down at the apartments. So people at the apartments, Nicole is there. She has a mission, a plan. Please let her do her thing. Be respectful, be polite, be gentleman, etc. And if she asks you to do something, yeah, do it. Okay, there goes Todd. Not online. Okay. All right, so I'm happy and grateful that I will be going into the jail again today. Need to go to Home Depot and get the chicken wire for the fence to finish the chicken coop area. All right. And next on our hit parade, this is day 7 of week 2. So this is the inside our skull-sized kingdom, or the metaphorical part of building the boat. How to build the boat, why it's important to build the boat, and how to build the boat. The TED Talk for today is Blaine Oelkers talking about WYTAYBA. I have to add that in. Well, let's go back to that. I have to do that later. WYTAYBA, what you think about, you bring about. Let's see, everything else, the motivational video good, Jordan Peterson, Mark Divine, Divine Inspiration, Darren Hardy, Nothing on Weekends. His is Monday through Friday. We talked about 10 Inc. magazine, good story to help you at work. Warren Buffett says you can have success by following one personal principle he swears by. Daily Stoic, Seth's blog, which we will go to right now, Seth Godin's blog. Who is undermining your brand? There's a high-end grocer in a very expensive neighborhood of New York, and they focus all of their energy on Italian food. Everything is imported, and they spend a lot of time and money earning the premium they charge for an authentic Italian shopping experience. And then a lazy brand manager decided to plaster "Celebration" signs all over their windows. Is there anything less Italian than that? Or perhaps it's the front desk person who can't be bothered to bring the extra energy that the architect, real estate professionals, and builders brought to the hotel you just opened. Right. People don't make the difference. They are the difference. Or the paralyzed UI group in the software department who undermine the work of the new car's designers. Or the fearful security people at the bank who belie the hard work you're doing on customer service by creating Herculean barriers between your customers and the transactions they seek to execute. In every case, people are just doing what the boss permits or encourages. Ultimately, the brand is the story we tell, and sooner or later, it's up to the person who did something that touched the customer. Okay. Deep. Okay, so that one's kind of deep, but it's powerful. You have to read that one twice. Here, time is racing. We're 9 minutes and 11 seconds in. Time is racing, so we're going to move on to the fable. The goat herd and the wild goats. This is Aesop's fable. One cold, stormy day, a goat herd drove his goats for shelter into a cave, where a number of wild goats had also found their way. The shepherd wanted to make the wild goats part of his flock, so he fed them well. But to his flock he gave only just enough food to keep them alive. When the weather cleared and the shepherd led the goats out to feed, the wild goats scampered off to the hills. "Is that the thanks I get for feeding you and treating you so well?" complained the shepherd. "Do not expect us to join your flock," replied one of the wild goats. "We know how you would treat us later on, and if strangers should come as we did." The moral of the story: it is unwise to treat old friends badly for the sake of new ones. Right. Don't take them for granted and grapple them as if with hoops of steel. Grapple them to yourself as with hoops of steel. Okay, here's what I say to you. Categorical imperatives: respect for persons. Don't treat people like objects. Treat people as valuable in themselves. What did the goatherd do? The goatherd treated the wild goats well simply because he wanted to take them in, and they noticed it. So this is an Aesop's fable that is valid today. Don't treat old friends badly for the sake of new ones. Right. What should he have done? Treated his own goats better than the guests. In other words, if you were part of my flock, this is how you would be treated. So, next, our prayer of the day. Lord, we come to you before we begin our day's work. We ask you to bless this day. May we find whatever is good in the task we are set and the time that we share. Help us when we find some things too hard to understand. Teach us to be fair and generous with one another. So may we thank you for a day well spent. Amen. All righty then. All righty. Okay, Todd has joined us. Good morning, Todd. Charlene says we're now down to the last two morsels to scoop out. It's 12:01. Charlene, do you have time to go on a walk? Charlene has work this morning. She should have time, but we'll see. Okay, two more morsels to grab out of the sea, the metaphorical sea, to ingest, digest, and process. One, Navy SEAL maxim, our version of it. Yesterday was the only easy day. And I do that because there's a sign up there that says it right above my door. Yesterday was the only easy day. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Do just a little bit more today. Just a little bit more. Get a little bit more comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's primarily what I say. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Go to the margins, whatever those margins are. If you're sitting in your car and the margin is where the seat is, go to the margin, not to make the margin different, not to make it different, the seat different, but to make you different. All right. Oh, yeah. More. Books came in. Books came in today. I put that on there so I know it's mine because I'm highlighting it, making changes in it. This is the proof of the new book, Foundational Theology. It is going to be a smaller size. This is the easy to edit size. This is going to be a pocket size. And it's going to be for people in the jail, in prison, who do not participate in Bible study. So it's not a religion book. It's pre-religion. It's to get you inclined to learn about Jesus, Christian approach. In fact, what does it say there? An introduction to Christian action. Introduction to Christian action. So it's going to look very different from this. Foundational Theology, out today, available on, might be available on Amazon. I'll have to check that. But no, not this one. This is not going to be available. This is the draft. This is the proof version. This is the proof. See? Proof. Anyway, so that's out. It will probably be about 60 pages long. Just a simple introduction, foundational theology, the basis for theology. It's not theology, it's foundational theology. Okay, cool. And with that, last morsel coming out of the sea. If you're still here, God is not through with you yet. The journey is not over. When does the journey end? The journey ends when you stop breathing, when your heart stops, fixed dilation, no gag response, sputtering in nerves in the lower parts of the brain. That's it. That's when the journey is over and you get to go see the Lord or purgatory. And with that, I will say cut. And cut. Bum.